Thank you, all of you. Hopefully you can hear me. Perfect. So welcome everyone. Pleased to be here with you. And I want to share my story when it comes to moving from some sort of a corporate business to run your own solopreneur venture. It's actually a hell of a journey. So I think we'll have quite a lot of things to share. As you can see, this talk is pretty unique, because normally we talk about things like, how to improve X, Y, and Z at Slack, Spotify, or, Pure Storage, whatever. But this talk is more about the opposite thing, which is, what needs to be done, or how to look at certain things from the perspective of trying to run your own venture. So let's give it a go. First of all, something about myself, and I think, Irina, thank you for your introduction. Yeah, I'm the clown. As you can see, I'm not the Gen Z. Actually, I'm pretty old, and what I'm coming from is really Czech Republic, pretty nice city and place. I hope you know where that roughly is. Okay, amazing. It's a nice city. Compared to San Francisco, I don't have to pay so much attention on where I'm stepping, which is nice. And something about my background. Basically, I went through the traditional ladder or career ladder of being a geeky person and started coding at age 11, getting my how's that called, computer science degree, working as a 10x developer, moving to a team lead role, was working as a principal architect here in Bay Area for one of the startups for a couple of years. And then after moving back to Europe, I decided to change my track towards engineering leadership, helping a couple of other companies and help them basically scale in Europe overall. My last gig and my last full-time job was Mews. That's the hospitality company, basically. That's these days, I think they are close to 1,000 people, so in headcount. And basically, I was happy to help them raise from the COVID ashes, having 6 teams and moving to roughly 30 plus teams in almost 3 years. It was a hell of a journey that ended up in a Series C investment, and I was pretty much lucky of having some of the stock options that I could execute and being happy for the rest of my life. So that's the very same reason why I decided to take it easy and starting to run, or at least running an experiment how to run my own solo venture. What I'm offering is basically doing some engineering leadership coaching or mentoring, however you call it, however you put it, and it runs pretty well. So speaking of data, basically in the last year I was able to dedicate something about 300 plus mentoring sessions to my clients, which is not a small number. Then I'm working with already 20 plus different companies in just a year and a half. Take in mind its context of the Central Europe, right? So there are some logos you might not be aware of. Some of them are pretty known. And I will expose one important thing, which is my hourly rate is $350 US. And I'm able to handle, I would say, 3 to 4 mentoring sessions a day maximum. That's the truth. If you ever tried to, our previous talk was about interviews. If you ever tried to run an interview, I think you know what I'm talking about. It's pretty exhausting, right? It's very similar to here. I wouldn't be able to handle more than 4, and when I'm handling more than 4, then I have to go back to my cave and cry. That's the reality of life. When you do your math, it's roughly 300K per year in profit. The costs are very negligible. So what I want you to take away from this talk is basically what was the trigger and how to consider the trigger might be the right moment, the right momentum. The second thing is exposing the hardest part, which is how to grow your business, because it's really easy to gather the first 3 clients from your close network of friends, but to scale it to a dozen of people, it's not so easy, right? And the third thing, I'm not gonna paint some, rosé flowers here. Before moving to Solopreneur journey, we have to take certain things into account, because it is definitely different from being a full-time employee. So let's see what's in it. So first of all, covering the trigger of mine is that, openly speaking, I was tired of signing another contract with another company and helping them grow. I know it seems absurd, but that was it, basically. And the second thing, which is even more important, is when it comes about testing the waters, is that I found out that the profile of mine is not really being a CTO. Because in my eyes, the CTO guys, although I got quite a lot of offers from this field, is to basically making sure that you unify people around the strategy and you say this is the way to go, right? That's not really my type of personality. What I'm really good at, I hope, and what brings me the most satisfaction is to help other people around me. So I'm more of a shepherd, more of a doctor, more of a gardener, which does not compute, is not really compatible with the CTO title sometimes. So I'm happy to find my niche. I'm not looking for getting promoted, and that makes me comfortable in being in this position. Before doing that, before moving to the solopreneur business, of course, it was not just one single decision, and in 3 days here I am, and I'm earning money. That's not how it works, right? So first of all, I had to doing certain tests and getting ready for whether this might be the right journey for me or not. What I mean by that is making sure that, for example, I was able to run or come up with an internal mentoring program for the new team leads in my company. We called it a new team lead growth program, basically where we were offering the mentoring service for the new starters. And it was really crucial for us because we were growing through the 2022 pretty rapidly, meaning we built 1 new team per month on average. And if you just leave these people and the teams and the team leaders especially in the sink or swim style, that's gonna end up not really in a pleasant way, if you know what I mean. Yeah. The second thing is I was happy actually to participate as a mentor here with Plato, and I enjoyed pretty much also leading some of the Plato circles. And that's actually how I tested that what might be actually the right scope of mine. What is it that really brings me satisfaction back? And that was one of the decision moments when I was saying, okay, this is my way, this is what I'm good at, let's give it a try. The turnaround moment for me, personally, was when one of my close friends whom I was mentoring for free was telling me, hey, Marian, how about you mentor me and my team leads for money? And I was like, that sounds cool. Not more for, it's not for free anymore. So this was the first thing. But still, it was just a couple of people. And you are doing that in your private evening time, if you know what I mean. We do both, like compromise, and compromise is lose-lose. Not stating that my wife was not really happy about it, spending evenings talking with other people. And the second turnaround moment was really the fact that I was lucky to be speaking at one of the Central European most known tech podcasts about running your internal and external mentoring in startups, and it was a blast. All of a sudden, there were people calling, writing things and writing down like, how does it work? Maybe I would want to participate there, here and there. So that's the real story of mine, how things started to get in traction. It sounds nice, but there's a different thing. What I was struggling with is to define my niche and being good at selling what I'm offering. It's very different from having a potential client and turning that client into an existing paying client, right? And I found myself not being sure about, to be honest, what I'm talking about. What do I offer? If I say, I do engineering, leadership coaching, so what? So what? Many people do that. What's the difference? And basically, the message that I was having is not saying what's the benefit for people, right? You can spot that pretty clearly. So on one hand, you might be having a message that's too broad. The too broad message might be, Michael Jackson, I want to heal the world, make it a better place, right? But I don't think that somebody comes to me and says, okay, I'm going to help you with that. On the other hand, the message might be too narrow, saying, I might be mentoring CTOs on Cayman Islands. How many clients do you think turns up? Right? So you need to find the balance in between. And basically, that's one of the lessons learned that I have, which is I was originally hoping to start with doing some sort of a technical mentoring and mentorship. Then I decided to coaching CTOs, still something I was experimenting with. And I really ended up mentoring engineering leaders. That's something what I'm good at, what I'm proud of, and what makes me happy. But still, this message doesn't resonate clearly enough. So I had to fine-tune it. So when I'm doing some sort of introduction with my potential clients, they do understand the message. They do understand why we want to join forces. To be very specific, what I've learned is that how many of you are engineering managers here, actually? If you can raise your hand. Okay, most of people. That's precisely it. So being engineering managers, what you expect as engineering managers is that, and I'm saying that pretty clear, that I want to set you up for success in 3 months. That's the statement that people receive and sort of accept. If you are a CTO, the CTO has a different motivation, usually. Might be surprising, CTOs are not looking for getting better and more successful. What they are looking for is that they want to have some sort of a friend to talk with, if you know what I mean. They want to validate their assumptions, what they've read in a blog post, or what might be yet another structure of your organization or something along the lines, the product development life cycle, how to organize, how to set up the right onboarding strategy, and these things around. They just want to validate their thoughts and speak with somebody who went through that experience already. When it comes to, for example, VCs, I'm telling them, my purpose is to help you hedging your investment. To be very specific, and we all know it, in an early successful startup, there is that one person, that one single first-time backend developer who all of a sudden turns into a manager leading 8 people. And product seems to be working. You have the market fit. Technology is there. But what often gets neglected is the leadership itself. And actually, you might be putting your investment in a severe risk if you don't cover this area well enough. So that's the message that I learned to sort of provide to the customer, to my clients throughout the introduction sessions. Moving on, and this one is pretty to the point. I was feeling a fear of missing out quite a lot of things when starting my solo venture. What I mean to say is that there are so many great, successful people all around the world who are in the same business, who are writing their newsletters, people who are doing some sort of Maven courses, people who write books, people who come with yet new way of agility, create some sort of workshops around it, and sell you certificates and the books. Or you might have people who are saying, okay, I'm just a coach or I'm just a mentor. So there are many ways how you can imagine you can spend your day running your solo business. Nevertheless, what I decided is that I don't want to go in the way of the mainstream. And actually, what's funny is that if you're asking some sort of a marketing guru about how to run your solopreneur business, they are telling you, you know what? You have to start with building your community, right? You have to grow your audience. You have to grow your number of followers from 10 to 100 to 10,000 to a million. Then you squeeze them. Then you monetize them. Simple, right? But that's not what I wanted to go for in this way. I decided for something that I called my mentoring triangle of strength. And I believe this triangle, that's something what puts myself in a unique, I was going to say unbeatable spot. What that contains is that, as you can see, I do spend 2 days a week providing mentoring. As I was telling you, 3 to 4 sessions a day maximum. So that's about talking theory, right? On the other hand, I provide sort of on-site consultancy and advisory, looking myself in a single company and helping them in a specific theme or topic, if you will. Might be, as I was saying, career frameworks or doing some sort of internal audits around their teams, right? And helping them getting more efficient. Whatever comes to your mind, there are many scenarios people or companies are asking for. So that's where you do practice. You don't talk theory, you do practice. Or you validate, you gain feedback practical feedback from that. And the last 5th day of my week, that's not the earning day, that's the investment day, which I make special attention to invest in my skills, to sharpen my skills, my leadership skills. I read a hell lot of things. I speak quite a lot, although I'm still an introvert. I write quite a lot, although I'm not on LinkedIn writing like 5 posts a day. That's not my sort of approach. But still, this sort of triangle, I really believe it's really something that's pretty strong. So making sure that you stay on your sharpening your skills. So whatever comes, I'm not gonna, sorry to use the word, shit myself. Then you have the theory, doing the mentoring, and then you have the practice, doing the advisory. That's the right combination, at least the combination that works in my case. You might be having a different strategy, of course, of yours. I'm totally fine with that, and there are actually more people that are much more successful than myself. But this is something that works for me, myself, okay? The reason why I'm trying to expose this is that I had the feeling that I'm missing out something, because as I was saying, there is so many great people, and they are doing so many great things, and I was like, are they zombies or what? They're not sleeping, or like, how do they find time for that? And actually building your strategy, or my strategy, it helped me to find out, okay, so this is the piece that I'm gonna do, and these are the things that I'm not gonna do, and I'm happy with that. And it helped me quite a lot to basically take it easier, much easier, and as opposed to just being in a constant fight with what other things I might be doing. Okay. Next thing, as I was saying, is for me, what's really important is to stay authentic. Meaning, as I was saying, I'm not looking for writing five posts per day on LinkedIn. That's not my style. Instead, what I found out is people and my clients, they love being authentic. They trust people who are from the same field of technology. And actually, that's something that works the most. I don't have some sort of a special advanced landing page. Although I do have a landing page, of course. But if truth being spoken, around 85% of my clients, the way how they reach to me is just word of mouth. So I'm trying to and do my best really to stick to the principle of authenticity, meaning I speak with people, I attend conferences, I attend meetups, I run my own meetup in Central Europe about engineering leadership, and I'm getting feedback out of it and getting the testimonials. That's my strategy, again. I'm not about writing so much and using the Twilio tool for AI that generates hundreds of posts for me, and I just submit and submit and submit. I don't think that's the right way, and actually it might damage, in my opinion, your reputation. So moving on to the next one. So what I was going to say is, if there are some of the things that you want to consider before moving to solopreneurship role or job on your own, there are a couple of things to expose. So first of all, people and myself, I had a hope that I'm not going to work so much anymore. You know what I mean? We all have it. I was like, I'm not going to work 8 hours a day. The truth is, before you say, I quit, before you do that, please make sure that you understand what you are stepping into. Because the truth is, in my first 18 months, I was working like 10 to 11 hours a day to make sure that I get some visibility, that my network is expanding, that I get the momentum there. It's not for free. It's not I'm not just lying on the couch. That's what I mean. The other thing is that, of course, I am hoping that after a couple of years, things will get better. I might end up working maybe 5 hours a day, but there's a journey to that, right? We all maybe read the how's that called, the book, the 4 hours a week production day, or and you earn millions. I don't think that that's my strategy, my path, and I don't think that it's possible, to be honest. Of course, you might be having different strategies. You might be, because if truth being spoken, this sort of business scales only in a linear fashion, if you know what I mean. I'm not selling some products that millions of customers want to buy yet. So I'm not saying that this strategy is the right one, but that's where I am for now. And I just adapt to the demand from the field, right? The second thing is, and hear me out, this is really important, nobody is going to pay your bills if you don't work. It sounds natural, but many people are not aware of that. The clients, give a shit if you are sick, if you have a family issue, or you can't come to a meeting because of some commuting issues. Doesn't matter. You have to be there. You have to be on spot. So please take that into account. It's not for free. And the third element of that, I might be, coming with the long list, but the top 3 is, what was pretty surprising for me is that there's an element of solitude. It's called solopreneurship on purpose. Practically speaking, it's great to be part of some community, part of, some organization, and having a chat, some informal chat in the corridor, or having a coffee talk or a kitchen talk. But when you turn into solopreneurship, you don't have that. You have to find the ways how to compensate for that. And actually for me, although I'm an introvert person, it was pretty surprising. I have to find my ways how to cope with that. On the other hand, if you end up having your calendar full in terms of offering your services to clients, you might want to spend a month renting a yacht with your family, which is what I did last summer. So there are certain pros and cons. What I meant to say, don't look just for positive things. There are some things that you might not expect while running your solopreneurship business. So I wanted to expose the top 10 lessons learned. Of course, we don't have time for that. So what I was going to do is that this is the final message I wanted to expose to all of you. And the message is about perfection is a silent killer of your business progress. That's what I found out. I raised my hand here because I was sort of procrastinating, and I was going to say masturbating around the idea of how my mentoring business might be working in theory while being a full-time employee. And I was looking for great perfection of, how great that would be, and improving, the theory. But that's not working. So please, my advice is just do it, test it, speak with the potential clients, because for sure, and I raise my hand again here, my experience is that the initial plan A changed to B and changed to C anyway. So why to think of it for too long? So that's the message and the closing. Please, if you are more interested in this story, there's a link. It's 14 pages long blog post, full of truth, so don't get scared. I think you're gonna love it. And that's my experience, so thank you for your attention. Looking forward for your question. Thanks for listening, and I'm here for you, so let's make it work. Thank you.
We don't have a lot of time for questions, but I'll try to be fast. So I want to point out that I agree with a lot of the things you said. And the interesting thing coming from building software to a solopreneurship is you have to think about yourself as the product. So a lot of the techniques like you've used is in building products, like you have to find content market fit, right? You're the product.
Yeah.
How do you fit the market?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of transferable skills, and you correctly pointed it out. And the solitude, I feel it. All right. The audience would like to know, what tools or technologies have been instrumental in managing and growing your business?
Okay. So speaking of the tools, I'm not really like a person using Maven or some sort of platforms to help me monetize my business. Speaking of the tools, it's mostly about having my back office being well run. So there's plenty of the automation on one end, and on the other hand, I'm sort of outsourcing quite a lot of operational things towards when it comes to, for example, invoicing, accounting, and these sort of things. That's not something that I'm really pleased to do. So with all due respect, I sort of outsource that so I can focus on what I'm good at.
Awesome. And I loved that, like back to the product analogy, I loved how you said you decided what not to do.
Yeah.
Because I think that's also an important part of building products.
Yeah.
And so I completely agree. Could you share some key strategies you use to attract and retain clients? I want to know this too, within your specified niche.
Okay. Key strategies. Basically, what I'm offering is a feeling and the journey. That's what I've learned. You shouldn't offer just a service as such. So that's my number one trick. The same thing, and let's be honest, coming back to the hiring process, people don't make the decision of, I will be signing the contract with the company A because of the logic, but they do that because of the feeling they have. Same here. If you basically do the connection, the feeling connection, then that's the hook that you can apply to your potential client. And most of the time, I convert the client successfully. Yeah.
Do you do any advertising?
No.
Just word of mouth?
Just a word of mouth.
That's
I don't do advertising purposely because I think it will damage my reputation again.
Totally. That's a concern. This is, I guess, like it's connected to the question that I'm about to ask. How can engineering leaders make an informed decision about pursuing a solopreneur path based on your experience? I would also want to add whether you advise people to do the do the switch, or do you see a path where you could do both at the same time to start?
Actually, that's a great question, because there are people who are asking me for mentoring service for the purpose of either making sure that they make a right decision of moving from company A, because they are wondering about doing that for a year and a half, and they just want to double check and confirm their statement. That is one thing. The second thing is that I will sort of translate it differently, because with Irina we were talking about the fact that what's in it there for you as engineering managers. Because you might be saying, yeah, it's easily told because you're a VP, and get into the VP role, and then you can do whatever you want. But here's the thing. If I would be an IC these days, or an engineering manager these days, what I would do is to think of how I would build my brand, because I don't think that in 5 years from now, people will look for the candidates about you are a senior Java developer. Instead of that, you should be building your brand about I will bring a solution for you in fintech, or in biometrics, or in AI. That's what's gonna sell you in the end. So that would be my advice, how to basically look for it from your perspective, trying to build your brand so you can have a much easier way and path towards your solopreneur business. Plus, of course, it increases your brand and therefore your compensation potentially.
Yeah, I think having a strong personal brand, whether that comes from, as you said, like some people do the LinkedIn posting and growing their audience, and some people just have really strong networks where they've built that reputation within. So
it takes some time.
It all takes time, but I feel like it also takes intention into building the personal brand. Like, what are the values you want? Like, what are the strengths you have? Like you said, right?
Yeah.
Love that. All right, we only have time for one more question. And the question is, how did you carve out a unique position in the market as a solopreneur? What strategies did you use to set yourself apart from the competition? And did you even look at competition? Because that's another question. Some people don't, and that works for them.
I love looking at following my competition. And here's the thing. I'm not looking at them as competitors. It's rather partners.
Inspiration.
And inspiration as well. Reading a great blog post or a great newsletter. There's plenty of amazing people that I'm really pleased to read their basically writings. And the thing is that sometimes it happens that there's a client in UK or US, and basically I'm handing over this client to a partner in that specific region or territory, and the vice versa. So there are people, so there's a person from Central Europe, and I know Marian. I remember the bald hair guy. So therefore, for small, let's say, fee, we sort of agree and mutually help each other. And that's how I regard the competition, in fact.
Collaboration, not competing.
And making sure
I love that
things work together.
Love that. And I can relate to that as well.
Yeah.
All right, that is all for today for this stage, everyone. Thank you so much for being here and listening and being so welcoming to our guests. That's it on the stage.